Greetings and welcome to the Astronomy Picture of the Day podcast. Today's picture for August 5th of 2025 is titled NGC 6072, a complex planetary nebula from Webb. So what do we see here? Well, here we see an example of a planetary nebula. And as we find and study these in more detail, we find that many of them are much more complex than the earliest ones we found. We see all different styles for planetary nebula, but the whole idea of them is that they are generally stars like our sun that have reached the end of their lives. And what we would see here, if we could see deep into the center, in this case is likely a multiple star system. And we tend to think that multiple star systems are what are needed to give the more complex patterns that we see of a planetary nebula. In a more simple system, say just a single star, we might expect that the material is just expelled out all at once, or maybe in multiple layers as we would see it. So we might see several layers, but they would be relatively uniformly spreading out from the central regions. And we do see that in a lot of planetary nebulae, at least a lot of the classic ones that we've seen for a while. But in some of these other ones that we're starting to study in more detail now, we start to see asymmetries that could be caused by multiple stars and multiple outbursts. So it's quite possible that the outer layers are not expelled all at once, but are expelled over a period of time. And there may be a couple of different outbursts that put together ended up giving out the gases that we see here. So some of the outer layers could be from one outburst, some of the material in another layer could be from another outburst, and you could actually get, 2, 3, 4 outbursts from this star system that would then give us the patterns that we see as we put all of those together. We also have to consider the geometry of it. We're looking from just one direction, so we don't have a complete 3D model to look around this to see what it's like. And that might mean we're seeing only a portion of the whole pattern. We're not seeing the entire three-dimensional detail, which would give us a better look into objects like this. So this was imaged by the James Webb Space Telescope, looking at some of these objects in far more detail. Now, the Webb Space Telescope does look at things in infrared light, which allows us to better see through any dusty material that happens to be in the area, and gives us sometimes a better view of star-forming regions, and here, when we look at it, of a star that is dying, the outer layers of the star expanding outward into space in a very unusual pattern, as indicated, as we talked about, could be because of several outbursts and being in a multiple star system at the center. So, as the Webb Space Telescope continues to study more and more of these nebulae, again, the more that we get, the better statistics we get, and the better we're able to really put together a pattern and a model of how objects like this work. So that was our picture of the day for August 5th of 2025. It was titled NGC 6072, a complex planetary nebula from Webb. We'll be back again tomorrow for the next picture, previewed to be Meteor Galaxy. So we'll see what that is about tomorrow. And until then, have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in class.